Now we are live, we are recording, we are everything.
I can't believe I am on with the Rockstar 360 at 8 p.m. on a Monday night.
Whoop, whoop. Start your week off right.
Absolutely. There's no other place I'd rather be.
Yes, so let's make sure that I got this thing going okay.
And I'm going to...
It goes on there. Hold on, let me edit the privacy and go public. There we go.
Cause you got a privacy setting. I know I do too. Not everybody can see my stuff.
I don't, so I don't know why it's doing that. That's not the game plan.
You don't?
No, I have it on public. If there's something that I want just for my friends, I will do that. Depends on what I'm posting. Like if I'm hanging out, I'll do just friends, but everything else is public. But for some reason, when I go on with this platform, it goes on only me. So it's beyond private. It's just for me.
Oh, okay.
That's not right. So I always have to go in and, make the adjustments and, go that way.
All right, I'm posting it to my page. I just shared it.
Oh, what cool beans. I'm super excited, Regina Clay.
I am super excited too. What an awesome, I'm just excited to be here. And it's like perfect timing, Lyric.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Why? Okay, should I just kick it off, Lyric? Because you know how I roll. Like, I just go for it, right?
Well, first of all, Regina, why don't we just talk to the people a little bit and tell them who you are? Because you have to remember, I know who Regina Clay is, and I think Regina Clay is the bomb.com, but our audience, everybody may not know. So
they may not know. You're absolutely right. And it's so funny. This is why you hang out with rock stars, right? Because rock stars keep you honest. Because a lot of times for me, when I go on Facebook Live or I go on Periscope or whatever, I just get into what I want to say, right? And I don't introduce myself. So hello, everyone. How are you? My name is Regina Clay. The name of my organization is Regina Clay Consulting Group. And part of the division of my group is called C-Suite Executive Services. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But more importantly than any of those titles, I am mommy to, oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Look, I know, but what's so funny? Normally, they would be here right now, right? Uh-huh. My kids, but because I'm going out of town, they're with Nana, so, they're not gonna be able to see it.
Oh, there you go. I see them.
Yes. Yep. So I am the mom to those two wonderful, wonderful children. And so I call myself the mommypreneur. Actually, if you follow me on Instagram, it's Mom CEO.
So
because I am a
boss.
I'm a mom and a boss.
A mom and a boss. And with the C-suite, right? Is that what you said?
Yes.
What exactly is that? Because that sounds like some services that I need. So I'm just trying to, I'm trying to let the people know, but I'm also trying to figure it out for myself.
Well, when you think about, C-suite is one of those terminologies that basically has come into light more recently. I mean, everybody's using it. So the C-suite consists of the CEO, the CFO, the COO, those type of people. They are all C-suite persons. So they are at the top of the line of the company. And the services that I do is I assist C-suite executives because C-suite executives have so much vision. They can see all that they want to see, but putting it all together, like it becomes troublesome. And the reason I differentiate myself between a virtual assistant, because I don't just follow a to-do list and say, okay, do this. I say, I'm going to use you as an example. I'm going to say, Lyric, why don't you do a workshop about this and think about this, and we can invite this person, and we can invite. So I give you insight while managing the event, while giving you context and helping you to market the event. I'm also giving you insight and assistance in those type of ways. So it's a little more than a virtual assistant. While virtual assistants are important, a C-suite executive assistant is just at a different level, because you need more than just the to-do list. You need somebody to think it out with you and talk it out with you and go back and forth with you. So
right. So if I got all these ideas like marbles rolling around in my head, right? And it's just like I have them, they're there, but they're not in any type of order. They're just all over the place. You can help me kind of figure out what that is, map it out so that it makes sense.
So that it makes sense.
Okay.
Right. Because that's the biggest thing, is that if and I am a visionary as well, but CEOs, we tend to be very visionary, and then we don't get into the logistics. Now, let me tell you, part of me, I get down too much into the logistics instead of, like just launching out into the deep. So you have people like that, but you need both many times in your business. So.
Got you. Now, I know that you are dynamic in what you do. I've seen you in action. I remember coming to Tampa, I believe it was, and I saw you in action. I said, woo, this on Regina Clay got it all under control. And honestly, I remember telling a few people, I said, dang, Regina was rocking and rolling. Like, I need Regina on my team, because you were in this leadership position and you just handled it. You had all the people underneath you that you had to manage. You had the event that you had to manage. And we're talking about big time speakers, gracing the stage. So you had to babysit the egos. Like, right. You had to do everything, but you did it so smoothly in the eyes of everyone. But I know doggone well that it didn't really, behind the scenes, it was probably something different. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, you are right in saying that. And that's what I strive for, Lyric. Mm-hmm. I strive for your event to be seamless to the audience, to the persons that are attending, to everybody else. We may be going through something in the background, but for you as the event host, I don't want you to experience that struggle. So when we are running late because the speaker ran over, but we're getting ready to serve lunch, I go and talk to the catering staff to say, push it back 30 minutes, right? Because I already know. But if you don't have somebody like that there, I say this all the time. Brides can plan their own weddings, but you can't manage your own wedding when you're walking down the aisle.
Well, sometimes they think they can.
I know they do, but that's where I come in. And so I've been doing wedding planning for a long time. I've been doing events for quite some time. People tease me, they laugh at me, because I'll go to an event, a church event, conference, or something. I'll be like, why are they doing it like that? Oh, the line is so long. If they just did this, they could just do this, and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So my mind is always moving like that. So while, yes, I like to make it seem seamless, and most events that people have been to, they're like, wow, it just happens. And I had a great team of people. Yeah. And so it's not really too much behind the scenes that are like, off the wall crazy. So what you see in front is also what you see behind, because I am a woman of God. So I do believe in the power of prayer.
A lot of praying, huh?
Yes, I do believe in the power of prayer, and because I feel like that's important, and that everything will work together as it should be.
Well, in my mind, and I'm sure the people that are watching, you're kind of like the guru of making everything kind of just balance and look good, and it works. You do a lot of praying beforehand. So I'm figuring that when you came into business and you say, hey, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to work in this space, was it smooth sailing just like your events now? Like,
oh, Lyric, I so wish I could tell you it was smooth sailing.
It looks good. It looks good.
It looks good, right? Well, you know, one thing that I've learned after coming into this industry, Lyric, that there are a lot of people in this industry, a lot of people that have done, you know, that are doing very well, that have done very well, that are continuing to do well. But many times people don't want to talk about what it really
the real deal.
The real deal. That's why a lot of times when I watch your posts and I see your, you know, you give people the real deal. Like sometimes we don't feel like getting up. Yeah. Or sometimes, you know, I happen to be an early morning person and I do stay up late. But like you, like that 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning thing, I'm not rolling too well with that. You know, but like 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm like rolling. I've done 3 things. I've sent you 5 emails and so on and so forth. Right. But no, it wasn't easy first getting started. And especially for me, because I'm a single mom with 2 kids. So.
And you said you're a mom first, so I know that's very important to you.
It's
also important to get this business together. So how do you say, all right, I got $10. Now somebody got to eat, and I got to buy a lead, you know, magnet, or, you know, I got to, you know, buy a system or, and, you know, because I'm sure, I know I've been in that predicament. And
absolutely.
And so the thing is though, Regina, real quick, I have been doing behind the scenes of the life and times of a female entrepreneur, because so many times they don't see what goes on behind the scenes. They don't see what it's like when you're trying to take care of the 2 kids, not 1, 2. I struggle with 1, so I can imagine those with 2. And then you're like, but I need this CRM. I need, you know, to automate some stuff, like, and it'd be the littlest of things. I know for me, you know,
$19, not a $19 a month AWeber, you know, bill.
Exactly.
That needs to be paid.
So tell us what it was like when you decided, hey, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur and I got these 2 kids. Was it easy? Like, get some help? Like, how that work?
Well, you know, no, I didn't have any help. I mean, I do. Let me back up. I do have help and support from my family and my parents who live not far from me. So they do help me with my children. I do have my children's fathers are both supportive in their own way, you know, to their extent. My son's father happens to be an entrepreneur also. Okay. So that, you know, brings challenges too when you talk about, you know, I just remember, I'm just going to be transparent. We just had a conversation the other day about camp. And I was like, well, I don't have it. He was like, I don't have it. And I was like, you know, because in reality, what I was like, you know, because school's getting ready to end. Right? So there is 6 or 7 weeks of summer, right? But I can't have this child every day in my face.
While you try to do conference calls.
While I'm trying to do conference calls, while I'm trying to record a video, while I'm trying to talk to clients. I mean, he just can't be there every day. So I was trying to, you know, figure that all out. So, yeah. so sometimes it wasn't easy. Sometimes, you know, I had to manage and figure out what I was going to do. I have support but my parents, while my parents support me in terms of my children, my parents also come from old school. My father served 60 years in the criminal justice system through various different jobs, but 60 years he worked, right? And my mother was a teacher, right? So she went to school at 7 or 8 and was home by 3 and was home all summer,
gotcha.
Right? That's not where I am.
They probably think you're a little crazy. Like, you don't have a regular job? Like,
I don't have a regular job, and it's problematic. Like, what are you going to do? You that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know, so while they're supportive in terms of my children, supporting me with my children, in terms of supporting my dream or my vision, they are a little like, yeah, you know.
When you gonna get a job?
Yeah, what?
Little kids. And
yeah, I'm like, what are you going to do? You know.
But we just want to know retirement. Like, I used to get that a lot from my father. Like, you're not no spring chicken. So, what are we gonna do about retirement? You ever thought about going into the government? And I'd be like, Dad, if I start today in the government, I will still not have any money at the end for Social Security. Like, the number is still zero.
Still zero. Right.
Still zero.
Right.
Okay, so I was like, I'm just going to keep trying just a little longer. He's like, how much longer? I said, I promise. So I get it. You know, especially my father was with NASA until he retired. And then he was in the military for years. And, you know, everything was consistent. It was
right.
So, you know.
You don't understand. They don't understand that, you know. So, and, you know, and I watch, you know, this is no slight on my married friends, but I watch a lot of my married friends, you know, women who, you know, go and to be entrepreneurs, and they have these wonderful supportive husbands who are, you know, the healthcare is taken care of. Come on, somebody. The mortgage is being paid. The food is on the table while they're building their business, right? I don't have those luxuries. So, you know, there are things that I had to do in getting into this. You know, I had to put food on the table.
And the heavy prayer that nobody breaks their leg, like your, you know, kids.
Right.
Like, don't nobody get sick. You got running.
Don't nobody get sick. No. Well, and the thing about it is that, you know, because of the way, because I used to work for the Department of, the State Department of Social Services. So I really understand that whole system. So I know my kids can get insurance, but it's whether I can't get sick. Right? They can be sick because they have insurance. Right. But it's a matter of, you know, but just understanding, you know, all of that as you become, especially as a single mom. But one of the things that I realized, and I talk to moms about this all the time, Larry, is that my daughter is going to high school next year. In 2 weeks, she will be graduating from 8th grade. So in 4 years,
you at college.
She gone, right?
Yeah.
My son is 10. In 8 years, he'll be gone. So
are you counting down, Regina? You got those numbers pretty accurate. I thought about it. She got them numbers like.
Well, because I think about this all the time, and I talk about this a lot of times when I talk about my story, because I talk about the fact that I'm supposed to wait 8 years to try and realize my dream, because those kids will be gone and they won't be thinking nothing about me, and I'll be 8 years older. You know, so I want to try and build a business so that 8 years from now, look, I'll be able to ride down to their college and stay for a month or two because I'll be making my money on the beach, Lyric, right?
Hashtag beach money.
Beach money. Yeah. So, you know, and be able to travel and go different places and all of that kind of stuff. But and so that's what I look for. And, you know, one of the things I do have a term that I use, broken dreams stay broken unless you take action. Yeah. You got to take action.
But
you got to do something.
It takes faith.
It does take faith.
Determination. And the thing is, I was did a live earlier today talking about your vision, because sometimes people look at you and be like, you going to do what?
Right.
You know, like, how you going to do that? How you going to eat? How you going to do this? Girl, you better go get a job. And they think you're crazy. Like, and that could be your good girlfriends too, not just our parents.
Absolutely.
It could be our good girlfriends. And you're kind of like, for a minute, I tell them, because we're human, for a minute, sometimes you kind of say, well, maybe not.
Yeah. You're like,
you start saying, well, let me see what's out there, you know, and then you realize the numbers don't really match up, and you start saying, oh, shoot, never mind. But when you make it and you do well, then those people come around, girl, I knew you could do it.
Come on now.
Send them an invoice. That's what I said today. I said, send the haters an invoice.
I love it. Send the haters an invoice.
Send them an invoice.
Let me tell you, Lyric, I was just probably about 4 weeks ago, I went to a job fair, right? Because, you know, my parents, the people, you know, I went to a job fair. And so Pandora jewelry was there and Smoothie King was there, whatever. So I went to the Pandora lady and you know, I said, what, I said, is this at the corporate office? Right. You know, she said, no, it's, you know, store management. And I said, well, what does that pay? She said, well, you need to go and ask for what you want. I looked at her and I said, yeah, y'all can't pay me what I'm worth for all those hours standing up on my feet and weekends.
A holiday like Christmas.
Yeah. What? I was like, no, you couldn't pay me, you know, for what, you know, you couldn't pay me for that. And I walked away from that job fair feeling very much like you said, like, I got to do this thing because is, you know, there's nothing, you know, there's not a lot out there that could really pay me what I'm worth, which is why I am where I am anyway, because you do get frustrated. Yeah. I don't know, you know, I mean, any of you, you know, because I've worked very traditional jobs because I grew up with those parents that were like, okay, this is what you need to do.
Right.
And always, I always over-deliver as an employee. Over-deliver, right? Because I have connections everywhere. So I bring my connections to this job, to that job, to whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, they not paying me what I'm worth. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's why I was like, I need to work for myself.
Yes. So how do you balance that all, Regina? Because honestly, when you are entrepreneur, at least in my world and a lot of my colleagues, we got to keep working, keep going, because we got to come up with the next product, the next service, the next marketing technique, the next sequence, you know, or whatever that thing may be, because that we got to keep the money coming in, the revenue coming in, the deals being closed. But on the other hand, you got somebody that needs to go to football practice, somebody that needs to go to dance, then I got to run to this gym, somebody needs to compete, so we got to go across state lines.
Right.
Keep that next thing going. So we
right. So this is why I operate in the early morning, 5 or 6, before they get up. And now I will tell you, I wish I could move my camera there. My children are self-sufficient as far as the lunch thing is concerned. I have this shoe bag on my door, and there are all kinds of snacks in there. There's lunch meat, there's juices, there's all kinds of stuff in the refrigerator. So when they get up, they pack their own lunch. I may be still doing emails or still doing that. You know, my son, I've moved him. He's now in 4th grade, and we don't live too far from the school, so he now walks to school.
Oh.
So, like, you know, I greet him when he gets up, make sure that he's moving the way he should move, but moving them a little bit to self-sufficiency. But the other day was a busy day for me. What was that? Saturday. Ooh, Lord. I had to go to his soccer game because I hadn't been to a soccer game, you know, this year yet. Now his father has been taking him to his soccer game. My daughter plays volleyball and her volleyball games are all on Sunday, which are my church days, right? Because I'm a minister, so church that's what I do on Sundays. So her game happened to be 2:00 in the afternoon, and I was out of church, so I was able to go. So they, and it's interesting because right now, I told you earlier that I'm going to Dayton, Ohio. Wow. So my son and my daughter are at my parents' house. And my son said to me, he said, "Mommy, you always volunteer to go somewhere." You don't have to always. You know, so, you know, it's just recognizing, I talk to my kids very honestly about what I'm doing and about building a dream for them. And I tell them that, you know, mommy's got to work on this so she can get to the next level, so she can buy what she needs to buy, so she can do what she needs to do. But then there are times where I shut off all phones, shut off all computers, and focus on them. It was one Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago. And, it was the day before Mother's Day. And I had to preach that Sunday, which normally I don't have to do, but I had to preach that Sunday.
Okay.
But my kids said to me, they were like, "Mommy, can you just do something with us?" And I was like, okay, I got to do it. So we went and had pizza. We went and had ice cream. We went to the mall and bought my mother her Mother's Day gifts and cards and stuff. And then they went to my mother's house and went with my dad and bought my Mother's Day stuff and left me alone for a couple hours so I could do my thing. And then when they got back here, we watched movies for about 2 hours that night.
Wow.
And they were so elated. So it doesn't, it's, you know, sometimes, and I tell mothers this all the time, it's not always about money and big things.
Quality.
It's quality time. Yeah. We sat here and watched movies and were laughing and they were focused and it was amazing, you know, because I pretty much always have my phone with me. So the fact that I had put my phone down, plugged it up and didn't reach for it, they were excited. And my daughter's on the phone a lot too. So, you know, and she had to put hers. So my son, you know, he determined, he was like, all phones down. So.
Oh, so he even told your daughter to put her phone down.
To put her phone down.
Your son is a little more mature than the average, you know, 4th grader.
He is.
Yeah, he's the man of the house, right?
Yeah. And I don't really use that term, but yeah, he is. You know what I mean? He checks me and my daughter.
But he's very, very responsible. And I noticed that about him, you know, because I've seen where you had to bring him with you.
And that's another thing.
Yes.
So let me talk about that, Lyric, because my son, part of the reason that he is the way he is because my son has come with me to events, to conferences, to meetings, to different things, and he sees it. And so, I just bring him. I remember Michelle Obama talking about the fact that when she went on that interview at that law school, and she brought the baby with her and was like, okay, well, this is part of the process, right. And so that's the freedom too that entrepreneurship gives me, because also I can go to their school, I can sit in on their class. I can go and have lunch with them.
This thing too.
There are
benefits. And so I'm assuming, because you got to remember, all of their friends' parents are at work and can't make certain programs during the school day and things of that nature. You're the one that's like, I'll be there. I can volunteer. I'll be at your program. You're going to play the violin? Great. I'll be in front row.
That's right.
You have that flexibility. So it's almost one of those things with the kids. It's like, yay, my mom, can be here in a minute. But then it's also the other part, like, hey, she's always on her phone. Like,
she's always on that computer.
Oh my God, the computer. Regina, I'm going out of town Thursday morning. I made a vow to leave my laptop at home. I will be without my laptop for 5 days. I am already going into withdrawals. And it's nowhere near. This will be the first time. And the goal is, because I'm always at a conference, I'm always training somewhere. So when
you're always learning.
It's business, and I'm always learning something. This will be the first time I've had a vacation where it's not tied to an event or coaching conference or anything of that nature. So why do I need my laptop? But I always feel like it might be an email I got to send. I might have to do this, but I can use my phone to do,
most of it. But
it's just not the same. So I'm already like sweating bullets. I'm like, should I take my iPad? I'm like, I have to have something.
I think that probably, and I've heard every successful entrepreneur, Steve Jobs, everybody talk about the fact that one of the things as entrepreneurs is that our brains never shut down, really. And I know you've talked about the whole meditation thing and all that kind of stuff. And I really had to get into that too, because my brain can just never shut down.
Yeah. I can pray and be thinking about something. I'll be like, oh, Lord, please bring me back, Lord. Because I'll try to close my eyes, and immediately I thought about, like today, I was asleep. I was laying in the bed, but I wasn't completely asleep, and I was just laying in my eyes closed, and I said, okay, so if I get this done, then I can knock it off on this, and what about this? I ain't even got my feet off the bed and on the ground yet. I don't know what that is. So I had to find
out. It's our drive. It's our drive. It's our motivation. It's because we're so passionate about our why and about our purpose that, when people say your purpose will keep you up at night, or, if you find out what your purpose is, you'll never have to work another job in your life, because you're doing what you love. And that's what I think is so important. That is what it is for us, is that we are just driven like that. And so therefore we're just always on. But it is important to take those times to completely shut down and completely relax and completely go on vacation. So try your hardest.
That's how I feel already, Regina. This is not even nowhere near Thursday. It's just the thought that is coming. It's like, the Jaws sound. That's what I feel like I'm going through, because I made a decision to leave that laptop at home. My girlfriend's like, Lyric, use your phone. But what if I got to do something that's more extensive and I got to just really do a long something? I shouldn't be doing no sales page on vacation.
Right.
But I don't know what that's like. And you're right. Because if I think of something, oh, let me get my laptop open. Let me, put this sequence in place, or let me do that. So I don't know. I don't know what that is. I thank God my daughter's a little older now.
Right.
Because I remember her saying, you're always on the phone.
Yeah, always on the phone. That's what my kids, I'm like, And while I hear that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I am. But at some point, I turn into all right, Regina, they want you. Yeah. They want time with you. And so, shut it down for a minute, And
I always say, if I can do things over, or if I have another child in life, things will be totally different, because I see what happens because I've been an entrepreneur all my life. So my life, I've always been running. Go to the babysitter. I got to do this, I got to do that. I'm not 11. And so I noticed that even though she was fine growing up, no issues, it was when she got older. And this is probably when, she was 19, 20. And I said, come on, let's watch a movie. Let's bond. And she said, Mom, it's too late to bond. You should have tried that when I was in 4th grade. And I said, oh my gosh, she doesn't want to, because I missed that time. We didn't.
Right.
I hated the playground, so I ain't never take her to the playground. That's terrible.
Right.
But I would be at work all day long, but there was no quality time.
Right.
And if I had to do it all over again, because I could see now.
Right.
I could sit back and see and be like, oh, snap. I didn't do that whole mommy bonding thing,
Right.
That they say women have. I remember her being born and it's like, all right, gotta go back to work. You coming with me? Come on. Roll her on in. And it was I just kept working. Now, she didn't want for anything. This is the only 9-year-old I know that was eating at Cheesecake Factory in Houston. That was dinner,
That was basic for her, right?
That was the basic. So she go on a date now, and they're like, we're going to movie Tuesday. It's like, you never.
Like, what?
He's like, what is that? So she ate well, she dressed well, but that's not all it is to it. There's more to being a parent.
Right.
In that component. And I commend you for saying, hey, I'm gonna turn off this phone and we gonna bond. You listen to your children. Mine didn't yell for help. At least yours said, "No, can you, can we?"
Right. Well, and sometimes, and even in the yelling for help, maybe there's something else that they really want, but it's just sometimes tuning in. And what it is for me is I say it's God. God tells me okay, I need you to tune in. I need you to shut it down, and this is what I need you to do. And and then that's when I'm like, okay, I thought, when I was planning out my summer, I thought about where we're going to go, what we're going to go to a church conference, which they may or may not like, but it's us going together. And you know what I mean? We're going to be in Hampton, Virginia. You know what I mean? We'll be near the beach, whatever. They'll love it in the end. But, are
you blending the two together, Regina?
I am blending a little bit of the two together because I have to go to the meeting also. So I'm like, okay, well, you are, and it's for youth too, though. But just driving in the car. This is what I say, because driving in the car, those 3 or 4 hours to get down to Hampton will, cause us to have, the other day it was funny. My daughter, she was in the house here, and she turned on, she was like, I said, Lisa, put the dishes in the dishwasher. She was like, well, I'm going to turn on my music, because I had on Pandora. She was like, well, I'm going to turn on my music, and I don't really want you to say anything about. I said, girl, I don't care. Just turn it, it's fine. And it was a little edgy, but my point is that I was letting her know it's okay in the context of our home, because I'm listening to it too with you. And she you could tell she was like, she's not going to say anything. Like the song would come on. Oh, I know. It was interesting. The Bruno Mars song, not the other one, but the other one, the Strawberry. What is that? I don't know what it's. Anyway, so we were listening to it in the car, and the kids were singing, and my son said, "Oh, Mom, this part is inappropriate." My daughter said, "Oh, this part is inappropriate." I was like, "Okay, at least y'all know what's inappropriate." So, but yeah, so sometimes it's not easy. Balancing that mompreneur. Yeah. But I also believe too that I am showing my children, I'm giving my children options that I didn't have.
Yes.
My parents didn't know about entrepreneurship. My daughter likes to do makeup. So me. I'm like, you better make it into a business, and you better get an Instagram page, and you better start promoting it, and you better charge those little girls, or $5 or $10, or you know what I mean? Just making it kind of happen like that. So
yeah, definitely. I didn't know she was into
makeup.
We'll have to connect afterwards. I have a few celebrity makeup artists that do, like Angela Bassett, Mary, and all of them. And they're always putting on classes.
Oh, lovely. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's hard for me to catch them because I'm doing Angela Bassett this week. I can't do you, Lyric. I'm like, oh, okay.
Ooh, Angela Bassett ain't nobody. I'm a rock star too.
But they also put on classes for those that want to learn how to do makeup and how to get into the game. So that might be something she would.
And one of the things, like I tell my mom, like my mom is like, all she wants to do is just buy that makeup and blah, blah, blah. I said, Mommy, we're going to take that and nourish that. Because think about it, Lyric. So now she getting ready to go into high school. So the homecoming dances, the proms, everything. Girl, you are getting ready. And then you go to college. And I said, you still going to go to school. And you're still going to, and you still can do whatever. But it's something that you can always have on the side, which I never had.
Yes, I didn't either. I did try to sell candy in high school, though, but I got caught. You can't do that.
Oh, okay.
You buy the candy and resell it.
They were like, no, that's not happening.
We're not letting you do that, lady. You better find something else. So.
Yeah, and I mean, they have watched me because I have been, I've been selling Tracy Lynn jewelry for over 7 years now. 7 years, I think.
And I knew that about you, so I figured. I said, now Regina's going to come on here and be jewelried up. So I went upstairs. And I said, I'm going to have to put on a little something. Because, I don't even wear, girl, I don't wear no earrings. I don't wear anything. So, but because it's you, I said, ooh, I got to find something. And I had got this because I said, okay, Derek, you're going out of town. Get something. So I went and got the bag out, snapped the little tag off. I said, oh, it's Regina. I got some little bling on my arm. Because if you look at my other interviews, I do not have on all of this stuff.
Oh, you put it on just for me?
I don't know what it is. It just seemed like an extra step in the morning, and I don't feel like it. And then I said, well, nobody can see my ears anyway, so who cares about the earrings? But, yeah.
Well, that's good. Thank you for putting it on. Yes. So they have watched me, sell jewelry, go to jewelry shows, and all that other kind of stuff. So, my kids, they've been watching me for a little while now. Oops. Uh-oh. just having options, having something else in my arsenal that I do, you know. And so I was in pharmaceutical sales for a long time. I did pharmaceutical sales, I did medical sales. And I tell people all the time, you know, people are always like, oh, I don't like sales. You're always selling. Every time you wake up, when you open your mouth, you are selling yourself or something.
You're right. And I was one of those people, but if you don't sell, you're not in business. You just have a good hobby. Yeah, because you're not making any money if you're not selling anything.
Right.
Trust me, I understand. So let me say this, because we're running like 10 minutes left. I
okay.
want to ask everybody this. Regina, if you were not being the guru that holds everybody together at these events and coming up with the ideas and the suggestions and being the person that you are in this space right now, and there weren't any boundaries, what would you be doing if this was not what you do for a living? Like, what would that thing be? Like, if you didn't do this, you would be doing what? With no boundaries. You don't have to worry about schooling, money, or location. What would that thing be? What would you do?
I would be serving others, because that's who I am. Really? That's who I am by nature. Yeah, it's just who I am. I always want, because I want other people to achieve. Like, I'm not one of those people that I'm rich and everybody else can forget it. I'm like, I want to be rich. I want Lyric to be rich. I want this one to be rich, because this is my thing, right? So if I'm the only rich one, right? So then I got to foot the bill every time.
Regina, really?
I'm sorry, did I say that?
I'm going to remember, because we have lunch that we're supposed to be doing. But I did say I would take you to lunch, because this kind of ties in. I called you and said, hey, Regina, I'm new in the area. Can you just show me around what's going on?
Right.
And you served. Like, you really was like.
Yeah, and that's what that is what I love to do, right? You know what I mean? And it's not, you know, and I don't mean it like, you know, and I don't mean it like that. But what I mean is because I want everybody else, like, I wanted you to experience Columbia and Howard County like I have experienced Columbia and Howard County. And so if I could do that, you know, I tell people all the time, Lyric, people, my inbox, my phone, my email stay with people every day asking me, Regina, do you know so-and-so? Can you hook up so-and-so? Do you know a place to do this? Do you know, I mean, just every day. And I was like, why am I that person? But like you said, I mean, people are just like, oh, Regina's going to know, you know. And
that's what I thought too.
But so really, if money wasn't an option, it would just be to serve others, you know, to empower others, not just with a handout, but with, you know, come on, let's get you, you know, not just to say, let me take you on a trip, right? Or let me, you know, buy you something or anything like that. That's not what it, for me, it would be about total, complete you people, and especially women. So that, you know, my that's where I am. And especially single moms.
So you got the gift of serve.
I do. That is one of my gifts too. It, you know, it's the gifts of helping and service. And, you know, and that's part of what C-Suite is too, because it's serving, you know, and it's serving in a capacity, just like you said, serving in a capacity when you're talking about C-suite executives, when you're talking about speakers, big name speakers, you're talking about a lot of personality.
Yes.
And a lot of people can't deal with that.
They really can't.
They really can't. Either they over talk and the people are like, can you please get that person out of my face? Or they're like trying to get an autograph or a signature or a hookup or you know what I mean? Seriously, I've watched it. You know, I have been fortunate enough through my church to meet some wonderful, powerful people. Mm-hmm. You know, I remember, this is a story. This is one of my stories. When I first came to my church, I was out of college, and my pastor at the time, his father died. And his father was a bishop in the AME church, and big time. And so we were having this funeral at the church. And these two women in the church, they asked me to come and serve. And I served up in the bishop's room, like where all the people were. VIPs. Yeah, the VIPs. And can I just tell you, Jesse Jackson walked in that room, honey. Now, this was years ago, 28 years ago. Jesse Jackson walked in that room and kissed me on my hand. And I was like, wow. I'm like up in here. But the point is, and from that moment on, you know, that's just kind of where I've been and you know, where I've served. And so just continuing to do that, you know, without having to charge people.
Right. That's good, Regina, because that just shows your heart.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody doesn't serve. You know, it could be a banquet going on. I'm out of there before they start, you know, pulling the tablecloths off and folding up the tables and things. I'm out of there.
Right.
Now I got the spirit of, you know, of teaching. You
right.
know, faith. So that's my thing. I love to train. I love to show you how to.
Right.
You know, but I just want to walk in and show you how to. I don't want to set the tablecloth and, you know.
Get it all set up. You don't want to do none of that.
I don't want to take down, but I will come pour into you and tell you everything I know.
Right.
So I'm clear. So people that are servers have that gift. I applaud you because you know, you jump in and you help where needed. And sometimes I feel a little guilty, but I'm clear that's not my gift. And it's a gift. And
it is a gift.
I think that that's major. When you have that gift, because it in my mind, that's a caring person.
Right.
I know you genuinely care. I have a girlfriend, she'll jump in at, you know, any gift. I mean, just at the drop of a dime, and she would come ready to work, ready to clean out the house. We got to move this. You got to do that, you know? Right. And I'm like, no, I think I got I mean, she just,
right.
Without asking for anything in return.
Right.
There's no like, well, I did this for you, so you should do this. I mean, just no strings attached.
Right. Absolutely.
I just think that's a caring heart right there. I know it's the gift of serving, but that heart, I just believe kind of goes hand in hand. So I know that you got some goodies for our audience, right?
I do.
And I got it all hooked up for them to receive it.
Okay.
Yeah, so what they're going to have to do to receive the goodies from you is go to www.lifeandtimes360.com. So that's lifeandtimes360.com. And there they can download your free goodie that you have. You want to share with them what you got so they can just run on over there and get it.
Yeah, they better run on over there and get it. It is the Mompreneur's Guide to Sales. Because just as I talked about, so it is the Mompreneur's Guide to Sales. And it will walk you through It's basically about, it's 5 chapters. And so it will kind of give you a step-by-step guide and helping you with sales. So, yep. And I actually am going to follow up with this Mompreneur's Guide to Sales, and I am going to be doing a webinar series, or so, and people will hear more about that.
Good. I was just posting that lifeandtimes360.com for your free goodie. And you know what, Regina?
Yes.
I'm so happy you came on to 30 Women, 30 Days in the life of a female entrepreneur. And we got a little insight on who you are, what you do, but also you just love them babies of yours, you know?
I do love my babies.
And you do a great job pulling that all together, because I watch you and I see you. But being transparent, saying that your parents was like my parents, like, when you gonna get a damn job?
When you gonna get a job and take care of them kids?
So I appreciate you coming on and being a guest, and you know.
Absolutely, and I thank you for having me. You know, one thing, and I appreciate you, Lyric, and appreciate, you know, your transparency, because I do believe people need to go into this entrepreneurship with clear eyes and clear visions from people like ourselves, who are not going to tell you, oh, yes, I made 6 figures in 60 days. What? No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or, you know, yeah, I walked away from my job and immediately I was doing this. What?
Right.
No.
And you had somebody paying your rent.
Your health insurance, your rent, your mortgage, you know what I mean? You know, nobody came, you know, nobody was down when my lights were off. You know what I mean? Nobody was around. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I just want to, like, keep it real. And I thank you for doing that.
Trust me, I've been there, done that, like, several times. Oh, the lights up. Oh, baby, we just gonna have a campfire.
I know. Look, we gonna have a candlelight. That's what I done said. Woo, girl, I done said it. They're like, Mommy, why are the lights off? I was like, cause we gonna go over to Nana's for a little while. But why are the lights off? Cause they're off. Right now.
We didn't have cable for a year. I said, I'm not getting no cable. Like, that is just not in the budget. So we watched so many red box and DVD movies on the laptop. Okay, we didn't even have a DVD player on the laptop, that we broke the CD-ROM part of the laptop because we just watched so many movies.
Love it.
So trust me. But guess what? That's what I had to do.
That's right.
That was our entertainment.
Right.
Movies. On the laptop at that. We're not even watching them on TV.
Because you were doing it by yourself.
Yeah. And that's what we had to do, and those are the adjustments that we had to make.
Right.
And, you know, being a single mom, as you know, that job all by itself.
All by itself. Yeah, it does.
Heavy. So I appreciate you coming on here, the life and times of a female entrepreneur, sharing and being transparent with what you have going on in your world, and you know how you make it look so easy.
Oh, thank you.
And I appreciate it. You guys run on over to www.lifeandtimes360.com and pick up Regina's goodies so you can close your deals. Be a boss and make some money, right?
Yeah.
All 3 of those. A mama,
all 3 of those.
And make some money. How great is that, right?
That's good.
Make sure you tune in next week, because we got another dynamic. Oh, my guests are like hot like fire. I just, you know what? I love what I do, and I thank God I'm connected to great women. And so when I call and say, hey, you know, this is what I got going on, this is what I would like to do, nobody has said no.
That's because we love you, Lyric.
I love my colleagues, man. I love my good girlfriends, and I appreciate it. And so you guys make sure you tune in Wednesday, 8 p.m., same bat time, same bat channel. And we'll see you then, right?
Yeah. See you later.
We'll see you then.